Hey there, nature lovers. Today we re-diving into the wild world of one of the coolest and deadliest little critters out there, the poison dart frog. These tiny amphibians might look cute and colorful, but don't let their size fool you. They pack a serious punch. So picture this, you're trekking through a lush rainforest, and suddenly you spot a tiny frog, no bigger than your thumbnail. But wait, it's not just any frog. This little guy is decked out in the most vibrant, eye-catching colors you've ever seen. We're talking electric blues, fiery reds, and dazzling yellows. It's like nature's own neon sign, screaming, "Don't touch me." And trust me, you really don't want to. These frogs aren't just showing off with those flashy colors, it's actually a warning sign, kind of like how a stop sign is bright red to catch your attention. In the animal kingdom, bright colors often mean danger, stay away. And in the case of poison dart frogs, it's a warning you'd better heed. Now, you might be wondering, how can something so small be so dangerous? Well, let me tell you. These little frogs are packing some serious chemical weaponry. Their skin is coated with a potent cocktail of toxins that can take down creatures way bigger than them. We're talking about toxins so powerful that just one frog could potentially kill 10 grown men. Yikes. But here's the really wild part. Humans have actually found a way to use this poison to their advantage. Indigenous tribes in South America discovered long ago that they could use the frog's toxins to make their hunting weapons even deadlier. They'd carefully capture the frogs and gently rub their arrows or darts on the frogs' backs. The result, poison-tipped weapons that could bring down much larger prey. Now, before you start thinking these frogs are just tiny assassins, it's important to understand why they evolved to be so toxic. It's all about survival in a tough world. These little guys don't have claws or sharp teeth to defend themselves. They can't outrun most predators. So instead, they developed this incredible chemical defense system, and it works like a charm. Most predators have learned to steer clear of these brightly colored frogs. It's a classic case of look, but don't touch in the animal kingdom. The frog's bright colors serve as a constant reminder to potential predators that a nasty surprise awaits if they decide to make a snack out of them. But here's a fun fact that might blow your mind. Poison dart frogs are unborn toxic. Nope, they actually acquire their toxins from their diet. In the wild, they munch on specific types of ants, mites, and other small insects that contain certain alkaloids. The frogs then modify and concentrate these chemicals in their skin glands. It's like they're brewing their own personal protection potion. This is why poison dart frogs raised in captivity aren't toxic. Without access to their special diet, they never develop those potent defenses. So the ones you might see in a zoo, totally safe to handle. Though I still wouldn't recommend it. They're delicate creatures, after all. Now, let's talk about the different species of poison dart frogs, because there's quite a variety out there. There are over 170 known species, and they come in all sorts of colors and patterns. Some are solid, bright colors, while others have intricate patterns that look like they were painted by a tiny frog artist. One of the most famous is the golden poison frog. This little guy is considered the most toxic of all, and it's easy to spot with its brilliant golden yellow color. Then there's the blue poison dart frog, which looks like it's been dipped in the most vivid blue paint you can imagine. And don't forget the strawberry poison frog. With its bright red body and blue legs, it looks like it's wearing tiny jeans. Each species has its own unique combination of toxins, and scientists are still studying them to understand all the different compounds. Some of these toxins have potential medical applications, which is pretty amazing when you think about it. Something so deadly could actually help save lives one day. But as cool as these frogs are, they're facing some serious challenges. Like many amphibians, poison dart frogs are threatened by habitat loss, climate change, and pollution. The delicate ecosystems they call home are being disrupted, and that's bad news for these specialized little creatures. Conservation efforts are crucial to ensure these fascinating frogs stick around for future generations to marvel at. And trust me, they're worth marveling at. There's something truly awe-inspiring about how nature has crafted these tiny, colorful creatures into some of the most formidable animals in the rainforest. So next time you're watching a nature documentary or visiting a zoo, keep an eye out for these incredible amphibians. Remember, their vibrant colors aren't just for show. They're a testament to the amazing ways life has evolved to survive and thrive in our diverse world. And hey, if you ever find yourself trekking through a South American rainforest, lucky you, and you spot a brightly colored frog hopping around, just remember, look, but don't touch. These little guys are best admired from a safe distance. After all, the most dangerous things often come in the smallest packages. That's all for today's dive into the world of poison dart frogs. Aren't they just mind-blowingly cool? Nature never ceases to amaze me with its creativity and ingenuity. These tiny frogs are a perfect example of how even the smallest creatures can play a big role in their ecosystems. So next time you're feeling small or insignificant, just think of the poison dart frog. They might be tiny, but they've got an outsized impact on their world. And who knows, maybe you've got some hidden superpowers of your own just waiting to be discovered. Until next time, keep your eyes open for the wonders of nature all around you. You never know what amazing creatures you might discover. Stay curious, stay safe, and keep exploring the wild world we live in. Catch you on the next adventure. Hey there, nature lovers. Today we're diving into the wild world of caiman crocodiles. These guys are the real deal when it comes to fearsome predators. Trust me, you wouldn't want to bump into one of these in a dark swamp. So, picture this. You're chilling by a river in South America, maybe sipping on a cool drink. Suddenly you spot something lurking just beneath the surface. Those beady eyes and scaly snout. Yep, that's a caiman crocodile, and it's on the hunt. These incredible creatures are masters of ambush. They're like the ninjas of the reptile world. You know, they can stay perfectly still in the water, barely making a ripple, and then, bam, before their prey even knows what's happening, the caiman strikes. But here's the really cool part. Caimans have some seriously impressive eyesight. They're not just relying on luck to catch their dinner. Nope, these guys can see everything that's going on around them, even in murky water. It's like they've got built-in night vision goggles or something. And get this, caimans are basically the champions of fasting. I mean, we all know that one friend who gets hangry if they skip lunch, right? Well, caimans are on a whole other level. These incredible reptiles can go for months without eating months. Can you imagine? It's not like they're hitting up the drive-thru every few weeks. Nope, when food is scarce, they just ... wait. Their bodies are so efficient that they can slow down their metabolism and conserve energy. It's like they've got an internal power-saving mode. Pretty neat, huh? But don't let that fool you into thinking they're lazy. When it's time to eat, caimans are all action. They're opportunistic feeders, which is a fancy way of saying they'll eat pretty much anything they can catch. Fish, birds, small mammals. If it moves and fits in their mouth, it's fair game. Now, you might be wondering, how do these guys catch their food if they're just hanging out in the water all day? Well, that's where their ambush tactics come in handy. A caiman can float in the water with just its eyes and nostrils above the surface. To anything looking down from above, they're practically invisible. Then, when an unsuspecting animal comes to the water's edge for a drink, the caiman strikes. They use their powerful tails to propel themselves forward at lightning speed. Before the prey even realizes what's happening, it's too late. Those sharp teeth and strong jaws make short work of whatever the caiman's caught. But it's not just about brute strength. Caimans are smarter than you might think. They've been observed using sticks and branches to lure birds. Yeah, you heard that right. These reptiles are using tools. They'll balance sticks on their snouts, attracting birds that are looking for nesting materials. Talk about a clever trick. And let's talk about those teeth for a second. Caimans have about 80 teeth in their mouths at any given time. But here's the kicker. They're constantly losing and replacing them throughout their lives. It's like they've got a never-ending supply of dental implants. Pretty handy when your diet consists of things that might fight back. Now, you might be thinking, okay, these caimans sound pretty tough, but surely they've got some predators, right? Well, you'd be surprised. Adult caimans don't have many natural predators. They're basically the kings and queens of their watery domains. That's not to say their lives are easy though. Baby caimans have it rough. They're vulnerable to all sorts of predators, from birds to bigger fish. Even other caimans might snack on the little ones if they get the chance. It's a tough world out there for a baby reptile. But if they make it to adulthood, caimans are pretty much set. They can live for decades in the wild, growing bigger and tougher with each passing year. Some species can reach lengths of up to 14 feet. That's longer than most cars. Imagine seeing one of those guys swimming towards you. Of course, caimans aren't just mindless eating machines. They play an important role in their ecosystems. As top predators, they help keep populations of other animals in check. Without caimans, some species might overpopulate and throw the whole system out of whack. They're also indicators of environmental health because they're so sensitive to changes in their habitat. Scientists can learn a lot about the health of a river or wetland by studying the local caiman population. It's like they're nature's own environmental monitors. But despite their importance and their impressive abilities, caimans face threats from humans. Habitat loss is a big problem, as wetlands are drained for agriculture or urban development. And even though it's illegal in many places, some people still hunt caimans for their skin or meat. The good news is that conservation efforts are helping to protect these amazing creatures. In many areas, caiman populations are stable or even increasing. It just goes to show what we can achieve when we put our minds to protecting the natural world. So, next time you're watching a nature documentary or visiting a zoo, take a moment to appreciate the caiman crocodile. They might not be as cuddly as a koala or as majestic as a lion, but they're incredible animals in their own right. Masters of ambush, champions of fasting. and rulers of their watery kingdoms. Caimans are truly one of nature's most impressive predators, and who knows, maybe learning about these fascinating reptiles will inspire you to get involved in conservation efforts. After all, the world would be a much less interesting place without creatures like the caiman crocodile. So let's do our part to make sure they stick around for generations to come. Hey there, nature lovers. Today we're diving into the wild world of reptiles and amphibians. And boy, do I have a slithery surprise for you. Let's talk about the giant green anaconda. This bad boy is the king of the water when it comes to reptiles. Seriously, it's like the Aquaman of snakes, but way scarier. Now, you might be thinking, wait, don't snakes usually hang out on land? Well, not this guy. The giant green anaconda is all about that aquatic life. It's like they took one look at land and said, nah, I'm good. These snakes are incredible swimmers. They can dive underwater and stay there for what feels like forever. I mean, if I tried to hold my breath that long, I'd probably turn blue and float to the surface like a very confused balloon. But here's the really cool part. They use this diving ability to hunt. Yep, they're the ultimate underwater predators. It's like they're playing a game of hide and seek with their prey, except the prey doesn't know they're playing, and the anaconda always wins. Now, you might be wondering, how do they catch their food if they don't have hands? Good question. These sneaky serpents use their muscles. They're basically living, breathing squeeze toys, but way less cuddly. When they catch their prey, they wrap themselves around it and squeeze. It's like the world's deadliest hug. They keep squeezing until their prey can't breathe anymore. Talk about a tight situation. And get this, they don't even use venom. Nope, these guys are all about that muscle power. It's like they're the bodybuilders of the snake world, flexing on all the other reptiles. But don't worry, they're not interested in hugging humans. We're way too big for them to consider us a snack. Plus, we probably don't taste very good. I mean, have you tried human? Neither have I, and let's keep it that way. So, next time you're near a river in South America, remember, there might be a giant green anaconda lurking beneath the surface, but don't panic. Just admire these amazing creatures from a safe distance. After all, they're just living their best life, doing what nature designed them to do. And that's the lowdown on the giant green anaconda, the underwater superstar of the reptile world. Pretty cool, right? Nature never ceases to amaze me with its wild and wonderful creatures, but hey, that's just one of the many fascinating reptiles out there. The world of cold-blooded critters is full of surprises. From tiny tree frogs to massive crocodiles, there's always something new to discover. Speaking of discoveries, did you know that some reptiles can actually change color? Yep, it's not just chameleons that can pull off this trick. Some lizards can shift their shades too. It's like they have a built-in Instagram filter. And let's not forget about turtles. These shelled superstars have been around since the time of the dinosaurs. Talk about staying power. They're like the Betty White of the animal kingdom, they just keep on going. But back to our anaconda friends. These guys are part of the boa family, which includes some other pretty impressive snakes. They're all about that constrictor life, squeezing their prey instead of using venom. It's actually a pretty efficient way to hunt. Think about it. No need to produce venom, no risk of running out of it, and no waiting around for it to take effect. It's like the fast food of the snake world. Quick, effective, and gets the job done. Now, you might be wondering how big these anacondas can get. Well, let me tell you, they're not small. The largest one ever recorded was almost 28 feet long. That's longer than a school bus. Imagine that slithering through your local pond. But don't worry, most of them don't get quite that big. On average, they're about 15 to 20 feet long. Still pretty impressive though. It's like they took the go big or go home motto a bit too seriously. And here's a fun fact for you. Female anacondas are usually bigger than males. Girl power, am I right? In the anaconda world, it's the ladies who are in charge. Talk about breaking the glass ceiling. Now, you might be thinking, how do these massive snakes move around on land? Well, they're not exactly graceful out of water. It's kind of like watching me try to dance. A lot of awkward wiggling and not much forward progress, but in the water, that's where they really shine. They're like the Michael Phelps of the snake world, gliding through the water with ease. It's pretty impressive to watch, as long as you're not their intended dinner. Speaking of dinner, anacondas have a pretty varied diet. They'll eat just about anything they can catch and squeeze. Fish, birds, mammals. If it moves and fits in their mouth, it's fair game. They're not picky eaters, that's for sure. And get this, they can unhinge their jaws to swallow prey whole. It's like they're in a constant eating contest, trying to see how much they can fit in their mouths. I tried that once with a burger. Let's just say it didn't end well. But here's the really wild part. After a big meal, anacondas can go months without eating again. Talk about the ultimate food coma. It's like they're taking the whole eat now, diet later thing to the extreme. Now, you might be wondering how these snakes reproduce. Well, it's quite a spectacle. During mating season, female anacondas release pheromones that attract males. The males then compete for the chance to mate with her. And when I say compete, I mean it. They form what's called a breeding ball around the female. It's basically a big snake tangle, with all the males trying to get close to the female. It's like a very scaly version of a mosh pit. The female then chooses her mate, and the rest of the males slither away, probably feeling a bit disappointed. It's like the snake version of The Bachelorette, but with more scales and less drama. After mating, the female anaconda carries her eggs inside her body. That's right, these snakes give birth to live young. It's like they're skipping the whole egg-laying step and going straight to the baby snake stage. When the baby anacondas are born, they're already about 2 feet long. That's bigger than some full-grown snakes. Talk about being born ready for action. Hey there, bug enthusiasts. Ready for a wild ride through the Amazon? Buckle up, because we're about to dive into a world where insects rule supreme. You know, when most people think of the Amazon, they picture lush green forests, winding rivers, and maybe a jaguar or two. But here's a mind-blowing fact for you. Insects make up a whopping 90% of all the animals in this incredible ecosystem. That's right, 90%. Just imagine walking through the Amazon rainforest. Every step you take, you're surrounded by millions of tiny critters. They're in the trees, on the ground, buzzing around your head. It's like a bustling insect metropolis. But why are there so many insects in the Amazon? Well, it's all about that perfect tropical climate. Warm, humid conditions year-round create an ideal environment for these little guys to thrive. Plus, there's an abundance of food sources, from leaves and fruits to other insects. It's basically an all-you-can-eat buffet for bugs. Now, let's talk about some of the coolest insects you might encounter in the Amazon. Ever heard of the giant centipede? These bad boys can grow up to a foot long. They're fast, they're fierce, and they're not afraid to take on prey much larger than themselves. Definitely not something you want crawling up your leg. And how about the leafcutter ant? These tiny engineers are nature's landscapers. They march in long lines, carrying pieces of leaves many times their own size back to their nests. But here's the kicker. They're not eating those leaves. Nope, they're using them to grow fungus, which is what they actually feed on. Talk about agricultural innovation. Oh, and we can't forget about the butterflies. The Amazon is home to thousands of butterfly species, including the stunning blue morpha. Its wings are a dazzling, iridescent blue that seems to change color as it flits through the forest. It's like a living, flying work of art. But it's not all beauty and wonder in the insect world. Some Amazon bugs pack a serious punch, or sting, rather. Take the bullet ant, for example. Its sting is said to be the most painful of any insect, feeling like you've been shot, hence the name, ouch. Now, you might be wondering, why should I care about all these bugs? Well, these tiny creatures play a huge role in keeping the Amazon ecosystem balanced. They pollinate plants, decompose dead matter, and serve as a crucial food source for many other animals. Without insects, the entire food chain would collapse. Plus, scientists are constantly discovering new insect species in the Amazon. Who knows what incredible adaptations or potential medical breakthroughs might be hiding in the genes of these little critters. But here's the thing. The Amazon and its insect inhabitants are under threat. Deforestation, climate change, and pollution are all taking a toll on this incredible ecosystem. Every time a patch of rainforest is cleared, countless insects lose their homes. And since many of these species are found nowhere else on Earth, once they're gone for good. So, what can we do to help? Well, supporting conservation efforts is a great start. There are lots of organizations working to protect the Amazon and its biodiversity. Even small actions, like reducing our carbon footprint or choosing sustainable products, can make a difference. And hey, next time you see a bug, maybe think twice before squashing it. That little guy might have cousins in the Amazon doing important work. Before we wrap up, let's take a moment to appreciate just how incredible insects are. They've been around for hundreds of millions of years, surviving mass extinctions and adapting to every environment on Earth. From the tiniest ant to the largest beetle, each one is a marvel of evolution. So, the next time you're swatting away mosquitoes or admiring a butterfly, remember, you're looking at the dominant life form in one of the most biodiverse places on the planet. The Amazon may be known for its towering trees and exotic mammals, but it's the insects that really run the show. And who knows, maybe this little chat has inspired you to learn more about the amazing world of insects. There's always more to discover, whether it's in your own backyard or the depths of the Amazon rainforest. Thanks for joining me on this buggy adventure. Remember, in the world of Amazon insects, it's not about the size of the creature, but the impact it has on its environment. These tiny titans are the true heroes of the rainforest, keeping everything in balance and reminding us of the incredible diversity of life on our planet. So next time you're feeling down, just think, Somewhere in the Amazon, there's a leafcutter ant carrying a piece of greenery 50 times its size. If that little guy can do that, surely you can tackle whatever's bugging you. Keep exploring, stay curious, and don't forget to look closely at the small wonders all around us. Catch you on the flip side, bug lovers. Hey there, bug lovers. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of insects, and boy, do I have a treat for you. Ever heard of leafcutter ants? These tiny creatures are like the farmers of the insect world, and they've been at it way longer than us humans. Picture this. Millions of years ago, while our ancestors were still figuring out how to walk upright, these little guys were already mastering agriculture. Pretty mind-blowing, right? Leafcutter ants are nature's original green thumbs. They've got this whole system down pat. These industrious insects spend their days marching through the forest, snipping off bits of leaves and carrying them back to their nest. But here's the kicker. They're not eating those leaves. Nope, they're using them to grow their own food. So, what's on the menu for these mini farmers? Mushrooms. That's right, these ants are fungi fanatics. They use those leaf bits to create the perfect environment for growing their favorite fungus. It's like they've got their own little underground mushroom farm going on. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, how do they know how to do all this? Well, it's all thanks to millions of years of evolution. These ants have developed a complex society where everyone has a job to do. Some are leafcutters, others are gardeners, and there are even trash collectors to keep the nest clean. Talk about teamwork. But let's get back to those mushrooms. The fungus these ants grow is their main source of food. It's packed with all the nutrients they need to keep their colony thriving. And get this, the fungus they cultivate can't survive without the ants. It's a perfect example of symbiosis in nature. Pretty cool, huh? Now, you might be wondering how big these ant colonies can get. Well, hold on to your hats, because some leafcutter ant colonies can have up to 8 million members. That's like a small city of ants, all working together to keep their fungus farm running smoothly. But it's not all smooth sailing in the world of leafcutter ants. They face plenty of challenges. For one, they've got to protect their precious fungus gardens from pests and diseases. And let me tell you, they take this job seriously. They've even developed their own form of pest control, using bacteria that they cultivate on their bodies to fight off harmful microbes. Talk about natural antibiotics. And here's another fun fact for you. Leafcutter ants are so good at what they do that they can strip an entire tree of its leaves in just 24 hours. That's some serious deforestation power packed into these tiny bottles. But before you start worrying about these ants taking over the world, remember that they play a crucial role in their ecosystems. By breaking down plant material and enriching the soil, they help new plants grow. It's all part of nature's grand plan. Now, let's talk about the queen of the colony. She's the heart of the operation, laying eggs non-stop to keep the population going. And get this, she can live for up to 20 years. That's a long time in the insect world. The worker ants, on the other hand, only live for about a year, but in that time they work tirelessly for the good of the colony. One of the most amazing things about leafcutter ants is their strength. These little powerhouses can lift up to 50 times their own body weight. Imagine if we could do that. We'd be walking around lifting cars over our heads. But it's not just their strength that's impressive. Leafcutter ants are also master architects. Their underground nests are like sprawling cities, with different chambers for different purposes. They've got rooms for growing fungus, nurseries for raising young, and even waste disposal areas. It's like they've got their own little civilization going on down there. And here's something that'll blow your mind. These ants have been practicing sustainable agriculture for millions of years. They only take what they need from the forest, and they recycle everything. Even their waste is used to fertilize new fungus gardens. We humans could learn a thing or two from these tiny environmentalists. Now, you might be thinking, Okay, this is all very interesting, but why should I care about some ants? Well, studying leafcutter ants can teach us a lot about agriculture, ecology, and even how to build more efficient societies. Scientists are looking at how these ants manage their resources and organize their colonies to find solutions to human problems. For example, researchers are studying the ants' traffic management systems to improve. Our own leafcutter ants have figured out how to move millions of individuals efficiently without causing traffic jams. Imagine if we could apply that to our cities. But it's not all work and no play for these ants. They've got some pretty interesting behaviors that might surprise you. For instance, when a colony needs to move to a new location, the worker ants will carry the queen on their backs. It's like a tiny ant parade. And here's a fun fact that might make you look at your garden differently. If you see perfectly circular holes in your plant leaves, it might be the work of leafcutter ants. They're like nature's hole punchers. Now, I know we've been focusing a lot on the positives, but it's worth mentioning that in some parts of the world, leafcutter ants are considered agricultural pests. They can cause significant damage to crops if their populations get out of control. But even then, you've got to admire their efficiency and organization. So, next time you're out in nature and you see a line of ants carrying leaf bits, take a moment to appreciate these tiny farmers. They've been perfecting their craft for millions of years, and they're still going strong. And who knows, maybe one day we'll be taking agricultural advice from these six-legged experts. After all, they've been doing it successfully for way longer than we have. Well, folks, hey there, spider enthusiasts. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of the Amazon wolf spider. These eight-legged wonders are some of the coolest critters you'll find in the rainforest. So, picture this. You're walking through the lush Amazon, and suddenly, you spot a massive spider lurking in the shadows. That's our star of the show, the Amazon wolf spider. These guys are big, bold, and built for the hunt. Now, don't let their name fool you. They're not actually wolves, thank goodness, right? But they sure do hunt like them. These spiders are ambush predators, which means they're all about the element of surprise. They don't spin webs to catch their prey. Nope, they're way more hands-on than that. Instead, these crafty arachnids rely on their super-sensitive hairs to detect their next meal. It's like they've got tiny motion sensors all over their bodies. Pretty cool, huh? These hairs are so sensitive that they can feel the slightest vibration in the air or on the ground. So if you're a tasty insect, you'd better watch out. But here's where things get really wild. These spiders aren't just land dwellers, they've got a secret superpower. They can walk on water. Yep, you heard that right. The Amazon wolf spider is part of an incredible underwater world that most of us never get to see. Imagine a spider gracefully gliding across the surface of a calm river, its legs barely making a ripple. It's like they're ice skating but on water. How do they do it? Well, their bodies are covered in tiny water-repellent hairs that create a layer of air around them. This air bubble acts like a mini life jacket, keeping them afloat. But they're not just showing off their water-walking skills for fun. These clever spiders use this ability to hunt aquatic insects. Talk about expanding your menu options. They can snatch up mosquito larvae or other small water bugs right from the surface. It's like they're fishing, but with their legs instead of a rod. And get this. Some Amazon wolf spiders can even dive underwater for short periods. They trap a bubble of air around their bodies, kind of like a natural scuba tank. This lets them explore the underwater world and maybe grab a quick snack while they're down there. Now, you might be wondering, why go through all this trouble? Well, life in the Amazon isn't always easy. Competition for food can be fierce, so being able to hunt both on land and water gives these spiders a major advantage. It's like having an all-access pass to the rainforest buffet. But let's get back to those amazing sensory hairs for a second. They're not just for hunting. They also help the spiders stay safe. In a world full of predators, being able to sense danger coming from any direction is a real lifesaver. These hairs can detect the slightest change in air pressure, alerting the spider to potential threats long before they arrive. And here's a fun fact for you. Female Amazon wolf spiders are supermoms. They carry their egg sacs around with them, attached to their spinnerets. Once the babies hatch, they climb onto mom's back and hitch a ride for a while. It's like a spider daycare center on the go. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Spiders, ooh, but hear me out. These creatures play a crucial role in the Amazon ecosystem. They help keep insect populations in check, which is super important in a place teeming with bugs. Without spiders like these, the rainforests would be overrun with mosquitoes and other pests. Plus, they're a food source for other animals, like birds and small mammals. It's the circle of life, Amazon style. So next time you see a spider, try to appreciate its place in the grand scheme of things, even if you're not ready to cuddle one just yet. Speaking of appreciation, let's talk about how these spiders have adapted to their environment. The Amazon rainforest is a tough place to live. It's hot, humid, and constantly changing. But the Amazon wolf spider has evolved to thrive in these conditions. Their dark coloration helps them blend in with the forest floor, making them nearly invisible to both prey and predators. And those long, sturdy legs, they're perfect for navigating through leaf litter and across uneven terrain. These spiders are built for their environment from the ground up. But wait, there's more. Amazon wolf spiders have another trick up their sleeve, or should I say, in their eyes. They've got excellent vision, with 4 large eyes on the front of their head and 4 smaller ones on top. This gives them almost 360-degree vision. Talk about keeping an eye on things. This super sight comes in handy when they're hunting. They can spot movement from far away and judge distances accurately. It's like having built-in binoculars and a rangefinder all in one. Pretty handy when you're trying to pounce on fast-moving prey. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say, the spider in the room. Are Amazon wolf spiders dangerous to humans? The short answer is, not really. While they can bite if threatened, their venom isn't harmful to humans. It might cause some local pain and swelling, kind of like a bee sting, but that's about it. In fact, these spiders are more likely to run away from you than towards you. They're not aggressive and would much rather mind their own business. Hey there, bug lovers. Today we're diving into the wild world of insects and arthropods, but hold on to your hats, because we're taking a little detour to talk about one of nature's most notorious underwater predators, the red-bellied piranha. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait a sec, piranhas aren't insects. And you're absolutely right. But trust me, these fish are just as fascinating as any creepy crawly we've ever covered. Picture this, a school of red-bellied piranhas, their silver scales glinting in the murky waters of the Amazon. They're not big, maybe about the size of your hand, but don't let that fool you. These little guys are packing some serious firepower in those jaws. Here's the thing about red-bellied piranhas. They're not loners. Nope, these fish are all about that group life. They swim together in big schools, sometimes hundreds strong. And when they're hungry, well, that's when things get really interesting. You see, red-bellied piranhas are carnivores. That means they're meat-eaters and they're not picky about what kind of meat they're chomping on. Fish, birds, mammals. If it's got flesh, it's on the menu. But here's where it gets wild. When these piranhas attack, they don't mess around. They swarm their prey like a bunch of underwater ninjas. And those teeth, they're like tiny razors, perfectly designed for tearing off chunks of flesh. Now, I know this sounds pretty gruesome, but it's just nature doing its thing. In fact, piranhas play a super important role in their ecosystem. They help keep other fish populations in check and clean up dead animals in the water. But let's get back to that attack strategy. When a school of red-bellied piranhas spots a tasty meal, they don't waste any time. They circle their prey, darting in and out, each fish taking a quick bite. It's like a feeding frenzy, with dozens of piranhas all trying to get a piece of the action. And here's the kicker. They can strip an animal down to the bone in just a few minutes. I'm talking mere minutes, folks. It's like watching a time-lapse video of decomposition, but way faster and way more intense. Now, before you start canceling your Amazon River cruise, let me reassure you, attacks on humans are super rare. These fish aren't out there looking to take a chunk out of your leg. They're just trying to survive, like any other animal. But still, you've got to admit it's pretty impressive. These little fish, working together, can take down prey much bigger than themselves. It's a reminder of just how powerful teamwork can be in the animal kingdom. So, what does all this have to do with insects and arthropods? Well, it's a great example of how diverse and amazing the animal world is. From the tiniest ant to the most ferocious piranha, every creature has its own unique adaptations and behaviors, and that's what makes studying nature so exciting. There's always something new to learn, always another fascinating creature to discover. Whether it's a butterfly's delicate wings or a piranha's razor-sharp teeth, nature never fails to amaze us. Speaking of amazing, let's talk about some of the incredible insects and arthropods that share the Amazon with our piranha friends. Take the giant water bug, for example. This massive insect can grow up to 4 inches long and is known for its powerful bite. It's like the piranha of the insect world. Or how about the Brazilian wandering spider? This arachnid is considered one of the most venomous spiders in the world. It's got legs that can span up to 6 inches, and a bite that can cause severe pain and inflammation. Talk about a creature you don't want to mess with. And we can't forget about the leafcutter ants. These tiny insects might not look as fierce as a piranha, but they're just as impressive in their own way. They work together to cut and carry leaves back to their nest, where they use the leaves to grow fungus for food. It's like they're running their own little underground farm. These are just a few examples of the incredible diversity of life in the Amazon. From the waters teeming with piranhas to the forest floor crawling with insects, it's a world of constant activity and adaptation. But here's the thing, all these creatures, from the mighty piranha to the humble ant, are interconnected. They're all part of a complex web of life, each playing its own crucial role in the ecosystem. Take the piranha, for example. Sure, they might seem like scary predators, but they're actually helping to keep the river ecosystem healthy. By eating weak or sick fish, they're ensuring that only the strongest survive to pass on their genes. And when they feed on dead animals, they're helping to clean up the water and prevent the spread of disease. And those leafcutter ants, they're not just farming for themselves. As they cut and carry leaves, they're helping to spread plant seeds throughout the forest. They're like tiny gardeners, helping to keep the Amazon's incredible plant diversity thriving. Even the venomous Brazilian wandering spider has its place. It helps control insect populations, preventing any one species from becoming too numerous and throwing the ecosystem out of balance. It's all about balance, you see. In nature, every creature has its role to play. From the biggest predators to the smallest insects, they're all working together, even if they don't know it, to keep their environment healthy and thriving. And that's what makes studying nature so fascinating. The more we learn about these creatures and how they interact with each other and their environment, the more we understand. Hey there, bug enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into the wild world of insects and arthropods. But hold on to your hats, because we're about to witness something truly spectacular. Picture this: a sleek silver fish gliding through the water. Suddenly it spots its prey, but it's not another fish. No, this fish has its sights set on something much more. Airborne. Meet the arowana, the high-flying fish with a taste for insects. Yeah, you heard that right. This aquatic acrobat has a hunting strategy that'll blow your mind. So, how does it work? Well, the arowana doesn't just wait for bugs to fall into the water. Oh no, it takes matters into its own fins. When it spots an insect chilling on a tree trunk or low-hanging branch, the arowana doesn't hesitate. It launches itself out of the water, like a scaly missile, snatching its unsuspecting prey right off the bark. Can you imagine being a beetle, just minding your own business on a tree, when suddenly, wham, you're fish food? Talk about a bad day at the office. But let's take a moment to appreciate the sheer athleticism of the arowana. We're talking about a fish that can leap several times its body length out of water with pinpoint accuracy. It's like the Michael Jordan of the fish world, only instead of dunking basketballs, it's dunking bugs. Now, you might be wondering, why go to all that trouble for a tiny insect? Well, for the arowana, it's all about nutrition. Insects are packed with protein and other essential nutrients that help keep these fish healthy and strong. Plus, it's a great way to add some variety to their diet. After all, even fish get tired of eating the same old thing day after day. But here's the really cool part. This unique hunting strategy has shaped the arawana's evolution. Over time, these fish have developed powerful muscles and a streamlined body that allows them to perform these incredible leaps. Their eyes are positioned high on their head, giving them a great view of what's happening above the water's surface, and their mouths. They're designed to snap shut in a fraction of a second, ensuring they don't miss their mark. It's like nature's version of a high-tech targeting system, all packed into one amazing fish. Now, let's talk about the insects that find themselves on the arawana's menu. We're looking at a wide variety here. Flies, beetles, moths, you name it. Basically, if it's small, has wings and likes to hang out near water, it's fair game for the arowana. But don't feel too bad for the bugs. This is just another day in the endless dance of predator and prey. And let's be honest, if you're an insect, there are probably worse ways to go than being part of a fish's epic acrobatic performance. Speaking of performances, imagine being lucky enough to witness this in person. Picture yourself on a boat, drifting down a quiet river in the Amazon. The water's surface is like glass, reflecting the lush green of the surrounding rainforest. Suddenly, there's a splash, a flash of silver, and before you can blink, an arowana is airborne, snatching a beetle right off a nearby tree trunk. It's the kind of moment that reminds you just how incredible and surprising nature can be. Just when you think you've seen it all, a fish decides to defy gravity and hunt like a bird. But the arawana's aerial antics aren't just impressive. They're also a crucial part of the ecosystem. By keeping insect populations in check, these fish help maintain a delicate balance in their environment. It's a perfect example of how every creature, no matter how big or small, plays an important role in the grand tapestry of nature. Now, you might be thinking, that's all well and good, but what does this mean for me? Well, apart from being a cool fact to whip out at your next dinner party, the arawana's unique hunting strategy can teach us a thing or two about adaptability and thinking outside the box. I mean, here's a fish that looked at the world above the water and said, you know what, I'm going to make that my buffet. It didn't let the fact that it was a fish stop it from going after what it wanted. If that's not a lesson in perseverance and creativity, I don't know what is. So the next time you're faced with a challenge that seems impossible, just remember the arowana. Sometimes the solution is to take a leap of faith, literally, in this case. And let's not forget about the insects in this story. They're not just fish food, they're fascinating creatures in their own right. From the intricate patterns on a butterfly's wings to the incredible strength of an ant, the world of insects and arthropods is full of wonders. Take beetles, for example. Did you know that some species can lift up to 850 times their own body weight? That's like a human being able to lift a fully loaded jumbo jet. And don't even get me started on the incredible navigation skills of monarch butterflies or the complex social structures of bees and ants. The more we learn about these tiny creatures, the more we realize just how complex and amazing they are. And the fact that they've managed to survive and thrive for millions of years, despite being on the menu for everything from birds to bats to fish, is a testament to their resilience and adaptability. So the next time you see a bug, take a moment to appreciate it. Who knows, it might be about to star in nature's most impressive magic trick, the disappearing insect, courtesy of the flying fish. In the end, the story of the arowana and its insect prey is just one small chapter in the incredible book of nature. It's a reminder that there's always more to discover, more to learn, and more to be amazed by in the world around us. So Hey there, bug lovers. Today we're diving into the wild world of insects and arthropods. These tiny creatures might seem creepy to some, but they're actually pretty fascinating when you get to know them. Did you know that insects make up about 80% of all animal species on Earth? That's right, they're everywhere. From the tiniest ants to the biggest beetles, these little guys are running the show. Now let's talk about something really cool. Arthropods, these are animals with jointed legs, segmented bodies, and exoskeletons. Insects are part of this group, but so are spiders, crabs, and even scorpions. Pretty diverse bunch, right? One of the coolest things about insects is how they've adapted to survive in almost every environment. Take the water strider, for example. This little bug can actually walk on water. It's like they've got their own built-in water skis. And don't even get me started on the incredible strength of some of these tiny creatures. Ants can lift up to 50 times their own body weight. Imagine if we could do that. We'd be walking around carrying cars over our heads. But it's not all about strength. Some insects are masters of disguise. The leaf insect looks exactly like a leaf, blending in perfectly with its surroundings. Talk about the ultimate game of hide and seek. Now, let's chat about butterflies for a sec. These beautiful creatures start life as caterpillars, then go through a complete transformation in their chrysalis. It's like nature's very own magic trick. Speaking of magic, have you ever seen a firefly light up the night? These little beetles produce their own light through a chemical reaction in their bodies. It's like they're carrying around their own personal flashlights. But insects aren't just cool to look at. They play a huge role in our ecosystem. Bees, for example, are super important pollinators. Without them, we'd be in big trouble when it comes to growing food. And let's not forget about the decomposers like dung beetles. They might not have the most glamorous job, but they're essential for breaking down waste and recycling nutrients back into the soil. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but what about spiders? Aren't they insects too? Well, not exactly. Spiders are arachnids, which are a different type of arthropod. They've got 8 legs instead of 6, and they don't have antennae or wings. But spiders are still pretty awesome. Did you know that some spiders can spin webs strong enough to catch small birds? And the jumping spider can leap up to 50 times its own body length? That's like a human jumping over a football field in a single bound. Let's talk about some of the biggest insects out there. The Goliath beetle can grow up to 4.5 inches long and weigh as much as 3.5 ounces. That's one hefty bug. On the other end of the scale, we've got the fairy fly. This tiny wasp is so small it could fit through the eye of a needle. It's like the insect world's version of a nano. Now, not all insects are harmless. Some, like mosquitoes, can spread diseases. But even these pests have their place in the ecosystem. They're an important food source for many animals, including bats and birds. Speaking of food, did you know that many people around the world eat insects? They're a great source of protein and are much more environmentally friendly to farm than traditional livestock. One of the most impressive things about insects is their ability to work together. Honeybees, for example, have an incredibly complex social structure. They communicate through dance, dividing up tasks and working together to keep their hive running smoothly. And let's not forget about the incredible journeys some insects make. Monarch butterflies migrate thousands of miles every year, from Canada all the way down to Mexico. It's like they've got their own built-in GPS. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but insects are so small, how can they be that important? Well, let me tell you, these little guys have a huge impact on our world. Take termites, for example. They might be tiny, but they play a crucial role in breaking down dead plant material in forests. Without them, we'd be knee-deep in dead trees and leaves. And what about ladybugs? These cute little beetles are actually fierce predators, chowing down on aphids and other pests that can damage crops. They're like nature's own pest control service. Now, let's talk about some of the weirder insects out there. Have you ever heard of the puss moth caterpillar? This little guy looks like a tiny toupee with legs, but don't be fooled, its fur is actually venomous. Or how about the orchid mantis? This incredible insect looks exactly like a flower, luring in unsuspecting prey with its beauty. It's like the femme fatale of the insect world. And we can't forget about the bombardier beetle. This little guy has a built-in chemical weapon. When threatened, it can spray boiling hot, toxic liquid from its rear end. Talk about a hot temper. Now, I know some of you might be getting a little creeped out by all this bug talk. But remember, insects and arthropods are a crucial part of our world. Without them, our ecosystems would collapse. Plus, they're inspiring some pretty cool technology. Scientists are studying spider silk to create super strong materials, and the way insects fly is helping us design better drones. So next time you see a bug, take a moment to appreciate it. Whether it's a beautiful butterfly, a hard-working ant, or even a pesky fly. Remember that it's playing its part in the incredible web of life on our planet. And who knows, maybe you'll be inspired to learn more about these fascinating creatures. There's a whole world of insects and arthropods out there, just waiting to be discovered. So get out there, grab grab a magnifying glass and start exploring the tiny but mighty world of insects and arthropods. Trust me, you'll never look at a bug the same way again. Hey there, let's talk about something really cool today. The people of the Amazon rainforest. Can you believe that 21 million people call this incredible place home? It's not just a bunch of trees and animals, it's a thriving community of humans too. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Among those millions, there are about 50 tribes that have never ever had contact with the outside world. Imagine that. While we're scrolling through our phones and ordering takeout, these folks are living life completely cut off from modern society. These isolated tribes are like living time capsules. They've preserved their ancient ways of life, untouched by the rapid changes happening in the rest of the world. It's mind-blowing to think about, right? They're out there, deep in the lush green heart of the Amazon, carrying on traditions that have been passed down for generations. But let's not romanticize it too much. Life in the Amazon isn't always easy. These communities face challenges we can hardly imagine. They have to navigate a complex ecosystem, find food, and stay safe from predators, all without the conveniences we take for granted. And here's the thing. The Amazon isn't just their home, it's their everything. The forest provides them with food, medicine, shelter, and spiritual connection. It's not just a place they live, it's a part of who they are. Now, you might be wondering, how do we even know about these isolated tribes if they've never had contact? Good question. Researchers and government agencies have spotted signs of their existence through aerial surveys and satellite images. They've seen clearings in the forest, small villages, and even gardens, all evidence of human life. But here's the kicker. We don't actually try to contact these tribes. Why? Well, it's super dangerous, for them and for us. These isolated communities don't have immunity to common diseases that we carry. A simple cold could wipe out an entire tribe. Plus, forced contact could destroy their way of life and cause immense psychological trauma. So, what do? We respect their choice to remain isolated. Many countries with Amazon territory have laws protecting these tribes and their land. It's a delicate balance between curiosity and preservation. But let's zoom out a bit. The 21 million people in the Amazon aren't all living in isolation. There are bustling cities, rural communities, and everything in between. The Amazon is home to a rich tapestry of cultures and ways of life. You've got indigenous communities who've lived there for thousands of years, descendants of European colonizers, and more recent arrivals seeking opportunity in the region. It's a melting pot of traditions, languages, and beliefs. And get this, the Amazon is home to some of the most linguistically diverse areas on the planet. There are hundreds of languages spoken throughout the region, many of which are at risk of disappearing. It's like a living library of human communication. Now, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds amazing, but what about the deforestation we keep hearing about? You're right to ask. The Amazon and its people are facing some serious challenges. Deforestation, illegal mining, and climate change are threatening not just the forest, but the people who call it home. Many communities are being forced to adapt or relocate as their traditional lands are destroyed or altered. It's a complex issue with no easy solutions. Balancing the needs of development with environmental protection and the rights of indigenous people is a tightrope walk that governments and organizations are still figuring out. But it's not all doom and gloom. There are some incredible initiatives out there working to protect the Amazon and its people. From conservation projects to sustainable development programs, people are fighting to preserve this unique part of our world. And here's where you come in. Even if you're halfway across the world, you can make a difference. Supporting organizations that work with Amazon communities, being mindful of where your products come from, and spreading awareness about the importance of the Amazon. It all helps. Because here's the thing. The Amazon isn't just important for the people who live there. It's crucial for all of us. It's often called the lungs of the earth because it produces so much of the world's oxygen. Plus, it's a treasure trove of biodiversity and potential medical discoveries. So, next time you hear about the Amazon, remember it's not just about trees and animals. It's about people, millions of them. From isolated tribes to city dwellers, they're all part of this incredible ecosystem. And who knows, maybe someday we'll learn even more about those mysterious